Hello folks, and welcome back to another video. I hope you're well. So you join me as we're still in the Lake District, but we're at a different location today and I'm using a different camera. And that camera of choice is the Fujifilm S7000. Since I last used it, it must have been over a year ago easily. I've now got an adapter ring so I can actually use my filter system with it. That'd be interesting when using a polarizer, using ND filters, seeing how it does. I haven't had breakfast yet. I've got breakfast in my bag. I've got an all-day breakfast by, I don't know the company actually, to be honest. And I've got a couple of bananas and I've also got a couple of mandarins, so that's nice. But yeah, this is just beautiful. Look at the scenery over there. Absolutely stunning. Really nice. So off we go. Feeling a little bit down on energy, but oh wow. Please keep, there's a sign here, please keep your dog under control. Dogs have been attacking sheep and everything, that's horrible. Why can't people be respectful of farm animals and everything? That keeps happening. I bet the farmers will close the lands. I bet there must be some sort of deal with them. So I don't have the atmosphere that I want here today, but I do have some mist filters that I made when I was in Australia, which I could use today. You know, just like that scene right there. Love it. Though I'm going to keep walking because I think there's going to be other scenes that are just going to be just as good. Wow, this place is like something out of a storybook or out of a movie. I think this right here is our first photograph because I want to see what this camera can do. I don't know if my lens is wide enough for this. I think it's equivalent to about 35mm. Or is it 24? I don't know. So this is the beast. This is over 20 years old. Now I put on a polarizing filter and a 6-stop because the lowest ISO this camera does is 200. But some of the features on this camera are very similar to my X-T3 and my X-T4. Some of the features have been carried over. And some of the graphics as well, which is pretty darn cool. Now I'm not sure if I got the right focal length for this. We are shooting in RAW. I can't remember what megapixel this is when it shoots RAW. I think it's something like 11 or something. Oh yeah, we're sort of the right distance. So I'm getting part of the waterfall in, and then the little one on the side here. So I need to come back. I think if I go, yeah, I need to come back about, just back about here, I think. Yeah, this is going to work well. And if you're wondering what the company is that makes this, it's a small company in China, just one man and his machine. That is it right there. I will link to the company. They are on eBay, but I think he does have a store as well. If you're interested in anything that you need to get made up, send him a message and he'll do his best to help you out. I'm really interested to use this because the last time I used this camera, I didn't have this adapter. I didn't think I could be able to get filters for this or use my filter kit, and I can. So I'm probably going to use manual focus on this, have a go, and using this lovely CCD sensor. And I've got some bigger batteries in this this time. Last time I didn't. Move the tripod back, get our composition, get the focus, and then dial in our shutter speed. If I wasn't new to this area, I wouldn't be photographing this falls. But because everything is new to me, I'm photographing it. Because why not? Taking that test shot on the back of the camera, I've got no idea if it's the right exposure. I've got no histogram on this camera. Actually, maybe I do. There's an info button, I just noticed. Oh yes, I do. Right here on the side, there's a histogram button if I hold the button down. So it looks like it's clipping a little, but it looks all right. What if I go onto photo and I press that button? Do I have it? No, I don't have a histogram for that. I'm going to have a go at taking a photo of this. No idea how it's going to work out, but that's a part of the fun. So f8, a 60th at the moment, 200 ISO. I need to get the focus, don't I? Right, let's have a look. I can't tell. Let's do a continuous and then we'll lock it in. I'm really surprised to see the camera still meters. I'm still able to see everything with 6 stops on and a polarizer. For a camera of this age, it keeps turning off that display. Let's see what we can get. The readout, let's see. So about 5 seconds. That's so cool being able to use a polarizer now with this. 200, manual focus, 5 seconds, f8. I've got no idea what this is going to be like until I get it back on the computer. That looks very bright. Let's have a look. I think 5 seconds is too long. Let's see what the histogram says. Yeah, that's blowing out. I thought it'd be too bright. I'm going to go 2 seconds. That's looking better. Just raised up the tripod a little bit, just to get a bit of a higher elevation. But you know what they say, you can always know the skill of the photographer by what camera they're able to use. If they're able to use any camera and still get the results, they've got pretty good knowledge and pretty good skill. It's not about having the latest and greatest gear. This is definitely not the latest and greatest gear, this camera, but it's still a lot of fun. I keep thinking it's my X-T3. So I do 2 seconds, I'm going to flip it into vertical. Use my leveling base to level up the scene. Wow, that display is so dark. You can hardly see it. All I see is the white. What has happened? Is it my polarizer? I hope it's the display. So if the display is seen like this, you can't see it. All you see is the highlights. If you turn your head, that's weird. No, that can't be right. I really can't see that display. So remember, these are being taken on a compact camera from the early 2000s. Nice vertical composition. Trying to frame up the picture even though I can't see much. Let's see what the EVF is like. Well, that's a little better. I can see more through that. It flickers, it's so dark. Something I'm also using with this camera, which I didn't use last time, I used the XD card. XD. You know, the weird Olympus ones? Well, now I'm using a compact flash, but the biggest I can put in this is 2 gigs. And it gives me about 150 images, 160 images. Yeah, I don't know what the depth of field is like on this camera. I really don't have an idea. It's so fun and getting out and using this one again. Let's see what that looks like. Where's that info button? Might see what 2.5 seconds it gives me. Yeah, that's just clipping. I don't know what the recovery detail is like on this camera. So 2 seconds is the maximum. How long can we go for? Oh, we got a bulb. Wow. I didn't realise we had bulb. Might actually get this little one just in here. I can zoom in as well. Take the filters off so I can see. I hope this is working when it comes to focusing and then switching it over to manual focus, that it's not redoing the focus. It's really hard to tell with this camera. But maybe go back in and have a look. I honestly can't tell. I can't tell from that. Okay, so since this is a bit darker, we don't have as much whitewash on the surface. I'm going to go a longer exposure. Let's try 3 seconds. This feels like Pro Photographer Cheap Camera Challenge. I'm a Pro Photographer, and this is a cheap camera, but not back in the day. I'm going to keep moving on. Yeah, I'll probably go that way maybe. Go towards those trees, and then I'll walk back towards the Force Falls, I think it is, down the way. You know what? I'm feeling a bit peckish. We might have some breakfast. I think I might go down there, next to the river, and have some breakfast. There appears to be some higher ground over there, so I might work my way over there. This is very wet and boggy. Oh. Whoa! Losing my foot! Oh, this is getting really marshy now. I mean to get over there, that looks good. Good solid ground. Just not so much here. I might just sit on this wall actually. This nice stone wall. And I'm going to have this for breakfast. I've got some bananas, so I'm going to have a couple of those, and later on I'll tuck into a mandarin. Everything fits in this bag. It is so good. And I've got a full size jet boil with me. This is what it's all about. Having a nice hot meal amongst this amazing scenery. My breakfast is ready, and this is going to be nice. It seems to be a popular thing with this. It seems to be like tomato sauce, beans with most of their meals. Not as good as the on-track. I miss those meals. Nice. Okay, so I've just had my breakfast, or my little meal in the bag here. We're going to make our way out of here and head up that way. I bet it's going to be really boggy getting out of here, just like it was getting in here. This bag is so heavy. I don't just have my S7000 in my bag. I've got some camping stuff, got my water, both tripods, they're still there, great. And got my full Fuji setup with me. That wore me out. It's all the weight in the pack. I'm not really getting the trees that I want. I'll single them out. Wonder where this trail takes me. I'm really wondering how far to go. Because the more and more I look, the scarcer the trees get. Because there's only just a small cluster there, and then it sort of fades away. I don't want to be away from them. I think we're going to head back the way we came and see about finding something else on another track. I want to really be amongst that bushland. You know what, I think this video is going to be more about this photographing these waterfalls. See if there's another way. Might be able to get down to it along here. That's quite a nice little composition there. The water flowing through, the boulder in the foreground. I don't think there's a way of crossing this either. That would be good if I was over there. The longer I stay here, the more and more I'll see, the more and more I'm likely to photograph. Yeah, I really like that waterfall. We've got our camera in hand, and we've got our tripod set up just here. Now I'm going to make my way across these rocks. So as I found out with this camera, I do have a focus assist when I'm using manual focus. Now I can't move the focus point around the screen, unfortunately, so it tells me with these little arrows, and then when you get it right on, it goes to a little yellow circle. I'll show you. You can see little arrows maybe. See a dot? See the arrow? Now the arrow tells me what way to go, and I'm focusing by this here. That's saying I'm in focus. I think similar settings to before. Turn that peaking off, that assist off. Yeah, we'll test that out. And I think I'll also do a vertical composition of this. So I need to zoom out a little bit. Well, I think it's time to end the video here. I was planning on doing a bit more, you know, photographing some trees, but it's just getting really busy out and it's going to start to rain soon. And I think, you know, sticking to one genre, waterfalls, is a good little test, and long exposures. But in the future, we will get back out with this. We'll do some seascapes, we'll do some fine up long exposure photography with it. We'll do some forest stuff, maybe even some macro photography, because it does have a really cool macro feature, this camera. But yeah, first time using filters on this camera, and yeah, it's just, I forget about the age of the camera. I forget about just how basic this camera is, and it's just an absolute pleasure to use. It reminds me so much of my X-T3, my X-T4, and some of my other cameras that I've got. So yeah, this will definitely not be the last time, and I will look forward to using this a lot more often. I just don't want to use it too often, to the point when it dies, because that'd be an awful shame. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know this camera got a lot of attention from my last one in Boreal Forest in Western Australia. So it'll be interesting to see what this one gets this time round. Anyway, do take care, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Okay, bye for now, and take care.